You understand? So what can be done will. Always. Any cognizant being will inevitably evolve to leave their planet and to migrate across to see other places. You started off crossing oceans to find new continents. Eventually, you will go out there to seek new worlds. It is only that it's not that it's just going to be done. It means that it has to be done because we will broach no tolerance of not doing it if we can, and what have you. So if we have the capabilities ultimately of crossing and colonizing the entire galaxy, many of you did not begin here and won't end here either, tell you that. If we have that ability to cross galaxies, then how come we can't cross the street and get along with our fellow man? You see what I'm talking about? This is the shape that we are in. Unfortunately, all spirits do not advance at the same level or at the same speed or what have you, so to speak. So we have among us those who would be very ruthless in their ways and manners of doing things, while others would wish to do a lot better upon the face of the earth. But this is all the school of life that we must adhere to, so to speak, on this journey to learn what there is to be learned. There is so much information to cover until I just pick and choose bits and pieces of it from here today. For instance, the Biavians have dream crystals in which you record all your dreams while you're there. And then you can watch them back, like HBO, your dreams. And eventually, you can learn to control the dreams. It's advancement in things of this nature. They can also download a great deal of information into your neurosyntaxis using your eyes to do so, or while you're asleep, and things of this nature. If you can retain it, they can teach it to you, and what have you. They believe that by sometime in late 2012 or sometime in 2012, it may be necessary to take a number of people from this earth. I mean, without regards to race, creed, color, religion, things of this nature. In 1975, while aboard that great mothership, they downloaded into my neurosyntaxis, using a strode light-like effect, 144,000 of those circular symbolic configurations. Now, I do these symbols in ink. I never make a mistake on the symbols. I make a mistake in other things in life, but on the symbols I don't. No matter, even if I've imbibed a few light beers, as I am wont to do on occasion. It doesn't bother me. The TV can be running, my birds, I have birds, they can be squawking, and what have you, and it doesn't bother me when I'm doing the symbols. And no two of the symbols are ever the same. Should you choose one of the symbols, it will in many ways serve you as best I can possibly imbue it with my spirit. And you may rest assured that if anything that I have said or anything that I have caused you to hopefully feel or experience is true, then so are my words. Therefore, you will achieve many positive things from those symbols. There will come a time when either I can draw no more, or I will not have the strength to do so. So, it's good to check it out and get the symbol. Couldn't hurt, because if indeed what I am telling you is from my heart, and these things are coming about to transpire among us, then it would not hurt to have a little insurance, because there's only logistically so many people that they can take, even on the great mothership. 144,000 heads of families and their immediate loved ones. You ask, why the 144,000? Well, give me 144,000 people of all races. You understand, that is from the Afrikaners, the Caucasian, the Oriental, the Hispanic, etc. I will have, and their families, I will have enough of a genetic pool in order to recreate the entire human species without everybody having to marry their cousin. You see what I mean? Like that. So that is the reason for that. These beautiful people that came in late, I am so sorry about that. Nonetheless, we are expertly taping this, you understand, and go to my website and follow instructions eventually, and you can get it all of what I've said thus far today and what have you. Now, we are going to take us about a half an hour break and drink some water and maybe some juice and what have you. You can ruminate, you look around, look at the symbols and things of this nature, get your books if you wish me to sign them. And then we're going to come back in about a half an hour, and we're going to take probably about half an hour to 45 minutes worth of questions. So be thinking if you can come up with some, okay? With some good questions. Now, you understand, don't y'all have me to have to leave out this back door asking some big, heavy questions. Y'all know I ain't got much education. But but ask me some questions, and we'll do that for 30 or 40 minutes, after which the young men from Boston who has my audio book, that is my entire book I have recited, will play you excerpts from that book and give you instructions on how and when you will be able to acquire that book and what have you. Now, I realize that there's so much I could tell you and that I have not told it all to you because there's so much that I could tell you. Now, when we have the question and answer period, we'll get into some of that I have not covered. Nonetheless, I sincerely hope that you have not regretted coming out here to listen to my simple words today for what I already have had to say. But there's so much yet to say, you see. So let's take a break, and everybody, stretch your legs and what have you. And then we'll come back after about a half an hour, and then I will answer any questions you so desire to put to me. Because if I didn't know what I was talking about, I shouldn't have come up here. You see what I mean? Once again, I want to deeply thank you all for coming out here and having this experience with me, for listening to my simple words, and for actually enjoying me so much and giving me your sweet vibrations so that I might endure longer, because I tell you truly that without your love I would surely die. The time of man is not long upon the earth, and people like me don't be around too long. So it is good that we have had the chance to meet here in the spirit, so that my simple countenance, such as it is, can be recorded in your lovely presence. Now, I want you to ask me some questions. Just raise your hand and speak clearly and distinctly so that the cameramen and all can kind of pick up on what you may be asking. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell to the kids, to the younger generation, to the kids that are still in junior high, high school, the ones that might come across your book, read it, and think that they need some solid proof, they don't believe a word you're saying, they don't think what would you say to them to kind of convince them maybe they should take another look or think about it?
Well, it's like this. All factors are based upon more or less the logic and the volume of the information. I will say unto the kids, your families have taught you, and I'm sure that you believe in some type of divine power that governs all of the galaxies and the universe. But I got a Polaroid of the ship, and you don't have one of God, but you believe in. So, on the Richter scale of is it believable, you may rest assured that they are here because we have got plenty of footage of their ships and the aerobatics and things of this nature. Nonetheless, I ask that you take what I say with a grain of salt and start putting it together. If you know the book was written 15 years ago, and I gave the coordinates of the mothership near Saturn, and they only start taking real good pictures of it 2 weeks ago, quite possibly I might know something about what I'm saying. So add it up and take it as you may. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yeah, I live in California, and not to sound racist or anything, but if you go up into the Los Angeles area and others, you see tremendous Asian communities that have formed there. And there's been times when I've been walking down the streets that it seems like every now and then that you'll see Asians that almost look different and evolving. Are there any linkages between Asians and any of the extraterrestrials?
Well, there's a linkage between the human species completely and the aliens. There is a linkage between all of humanity together. Ultimately, I understand that the chronogenesis of the sapien biped erectus originated somewhere on the African continent and ultimately derived from there and moved across into Asia, into the Caucasus, the Pacific Rim, eventually the Americas and other places. Now, simply because you have gone from the tropical climate up into, say, mountainous climate, thin air, snowy place, it will require that your physiology adapt to that. You know, narrower noses, lighter skin to reflect the sun, and things of this nature. So mankind is indubitably tied together as entities. So thus, we are all brothers and sisters, whether we want to recognize this or not. But yes, you understand, we are all tied together on a genetic level and a origins level, so to speak. Do you understand that many species of people, animals, everything else are derived? Nonetheless, they have about themselves the same nobility, the same qualities, the same friendship, the same buddyism, the same protectionism toward you, and things of this nature that they had when they were original toward their own. Thus, merely being kinfolks does not detract nor take away from the nobility within the subject. Do you understand? Right. Yes.
I see the key for man to travel is the power system that we use and the mode of transportation and some other relevant factors. Well, if you notice while you were in the mothership of these ships, what kind of material these ships were made of? And the ship itself, I think you described it once as the ship was, the mothership was feeding. And then you said earlier that you get in multiples of the speed of light.
Right.
And I assume that you get in different dimensions when you do this.
Oh.
Transfer it over to a different dimension.
Well, definitely. When you. Right. Well, Einstein's theory of the unified universe theory is in fact feasible. We just don't have the technology to do it. But we have found that there are certain anomalies in the time-space continuum. For instance, there have been numerous disappearances in, say, places like the Bermuda Triangle, the Great Lakes Triangle, and things of this nature. And actually, that is because dimensions, quantum windows, tend to move around. Now, you do not have to run real fast to go through a quantum window. All you have to do is match the vibration. If the yaw of your ship, the drone of your engine, the thrum of your diesels happen to match that vibration, when you hit it, then you're in, going God knows where. The Biavians have a ship they call the Skyraker. It is 3.5 miles across, 7 miles around. It has life support systems for 77 different species of creature. And they do go into these Bermuda Triangle dimensions and things like this, and actually rescues many of the lost ones within there. Because if you went in 1776, you would not have aged.